Hello everybody and welcome to my Project Life Thursday video. You might notice that I have a different color album out. This is not my current family Project Life album that we've been working in, and that is because I want to start doing something called a quick tip with you. So I want to share with you some things that are really quick that I can share with you, like a technique or something that I actually do in my album, and that is really practical and can be really fun to do. That maybe seems hard, but it's really not. So this is going to be my first quick tip video, and I want to show you how this actually looks in an album. This is my 2022 family album. It is volume 1, so it's January through June. I'm going to show you how this looks in the album, and then we're going to take some photos that I have, and we're actually going to do this technique, and hopefully you will enjoy seeing this and maybe use it in your album. So one of the things that I really love about Project Life albums and doing pocketed style albums, I call it Project Life because that's what it was when it kind of first came into the crafting world, was Project Life style crafting, scrapbooking. Now it's more just referred to as pocketed scrapbooking, memory keeping. One of the things that I really love about it is the way everything layers together. It is so fun to open up an album and then just see all of these really fun pages that are all different and have like these interactive pieces. I love the Avery index tabs that I put on here and doing the stamping, and I just love that aspect. I also love the really big photos when you open up the album and you see a really big photo. I love that. And then I also love being able to add my traditional layouts into my albums. So you will see, I'm sure, like here's another really large photo that I did. Here's one that I cut up and put into a pocket. But then, well, let me see if I can find a traditional, here's a traditional layout right here. That I did of Violet and the rainbow, and then here's another one of us painting our house. I really love that aspect of Project Life. One of the thing that we're going to do today is I'm going to show you these flip out Hinge pockets that I do. I love doing this. This was in my membership group. Every year we do something called Stories of Home, and I've done this in several different ways. We normally do it in March or April. This year we're doing it in August, so next month we're doing Stories of Home, and the idea is taking photos of your home every year, and it's just this really fun project that we do. I love seeing the progression of a home throughout the years, or if you've moved, like that's always really fun to then have a spread in your album where you look back and you're like, oh, that's how the kitchen used to be, or that's where we used to live. We've done it where we focus on the outside, the inside. Something really fun, when we first moved into this house, we did not have a stove and we did not have a refrigerator. So we got a refrigerator, but then this whole area in our kitchen was totally, there was nothing there because we didn't have a stove. We didn't have a stove for the first year we moved into this house. And so that's been fun over the years, seeing the way things are different now. And now it's totally different. Like we have a totally different cabinet here. The wall, we just recently painted and we redid the cabinets. Like everything's different. So it's fun to see. But the thing we're going to focus on today is doing these flip outs. Now for this layout, what I did is I took one photo and it was like of a room, so the dining room, the bathroom, whatever it was, and then inside, when we flip it open, there's 4 other photos of that room, and then there's some journaling about that room, and then it says the story of this room. So same with the bathroom. We have like an overview of the bathroom, and then you flip it open, it says the story of this room, and then there's some other photos. And then same here with the dining room, which looks completely different now, some journaling, and then some different aspects. So I want to show you how to do that because it's really very easy. The other one that I have in here that was really fun is this one back here. And it is in a 6 by 8 page protector. So it is just a single page protector. And then there's these 2 photos here. And then I used a journaling card, and that's the front of it, and then you open it up and there's some more photos of the same event. So I wanted to specifically tell this story. We live in a place where our heat, we don't have central heat or air. Our heat in the wintertime is by a wood stove. So if we want to be warm in the winter, my husband has to cut wood, and it's a whole process. It's a whole production all year long of cutting the firewood, stacking the firewood, all of the things. So I wanted to highlight that story. It's a unique thing to our life, and so I wanted to tell that story, and I had taken these photos. And normally I don't include multiple photos of the same event, like this photo or even one of these photos tells the story. I don't need 30 photos of the same event to tell the story. But with this particular, the way I was putting this in our album as a standout story, I was able to include all of the other photos that I had taken, and I did that by just creating this hinge. So let's jump in and let me share with you how I do that. And if you see things in my album that you are interested in, like a quick tip, or like, how do you do that? Or, you know, where do you print photos? How do you get them larger? How do you add this? Leave comments in the, down below in the comment section, and I will cover those topics. Okay, so right here I have a 6 by 8 page protector. I have all of these photos of Kayla. She was in a play. She does theater. She's doing musical theater this next coming school year, and they're really a lot of the same kinds of photos. There's a lot of her sitting here on stage. I'm a person that I just snap all the photos, and then after the event I will oftentimes delete photos or you know, clean them out or just keep one. I don't tend to keep a lot, like I don't need 30 photos of her sitting on the stage. I can pick the one that I like, and then I can get rid of the rest. So what I want to do is, if I was doing a layout in my album, I would want to pick some photos. You know, I would want to pick a couple that I really liked. And we're gonna do this one, maybe this one, and maybe standing. Okay, so now I want to figure out how to include all of these in, if I just have this space here, how do I include multiples? So this one is one that she took. It's a selfie that she took, and it's a little bit blue. It's dark. It's not the greatest quality, so I don't want this one to be the first one that's seen. So this one, I'm gonna be okay if it is in the pocket. You're gonna get your orientation first. That's really important, because if you mess up the orientation, it's gonna mess up the way photos look. So I'm gonna be okay with this one being in the pocket. I want this one to be one that is facing up, that people see first. And then up here, let's do it this way, where we have her standing. Now this one is closer. This was her scene that she was doing. She was Clark Kent and Superman. And so this one's closer up. That's the one I'm gonna choose. Then she has one sitting down, and then we have this one and we have this one. Okay, so what I want to do is I want this one to be one that comes up, and this photo to be, it's going to be on the back of it. Okay, so then this is going to look this way. You're going to flip it open, you're going to see the end, and then you're going to see them. Okay, and then this is gonna go in here. Now you could do 2 hinges if you wanted. I'm just gonna do one, so we'll do the top photo in the top, and then this is how we want it to look. Okay, So we're not gonna glue anything yet. We're not gonna do anything. We're gonna keep our pocket next to us so that we can refer to it, because I have totally put photos in and glued them wrong before. So now if you wanted a journaling card, you could do that instead of an extra photo. I'm gonna do 3 photos because I want to be able to do 3 photos in here. Some people do this with vellum, they do it with washi tape. I personally like to just do it with basic white cardstock from Stampin' Up. I feel like it holds up better. Vellum or washi tape can tend to rip or tear. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna cut, our first cut is gonna be at 6 inches because that is the length of your photo. Now mine are a little bit smaller than 6 inches, so I'm gonna take like 1/8 of an inch off. I don't want any of the white cardstock showing. So if you're doing a 3x4 photo or a 4x4 photo, whatever the length of your photo is how long you want to cut your first cut. Now the next cut I do is I do 2 inches. That seems to be what I'm comfortable with and what works for me. And then what you're gonna do is, because I did 2 inches, I'm gonna do the middle, which is 1 inch. And I'm actually going to score it because this is a smaller piece of paper. Folding it might not work all that well. And it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the thing with this technique, is you don't have to be really, really perfect. So I'm just gonna score this piece and then we're gonna fold it. And again, if it's not totally perfect, that's fine, but we're gonna give this a nice score. And you can see it's off a little bit, but it doesn't matter. This part is not gonna be seen. This is the hinge and it's not gonna be seen. So it doesn't, again, it does not matter if it is perfect or not. Now, if I'm doing this in my album, I'm going to use a stronger adhesive. This is tear and tape. You can use red line tape or tear and tape. It's just a stronger adhesive. For just video purposes, I am just gonna use my ATG adhesive. And you really want to cover the entire hinge. You want to recognize that people are going to be flipping this open and you want it to be really sturdy. So you're gonna start with the hinge looking like this. So it is folded, right? Here's the fold, here's the crease. We're setting it down, we're putting adhesive on this side. Now what I like to do is bring all of my pieces back. Now the reason we put it on the bottom, if we have the fold, this is the top, this is the bottom. The reason we're putting that adhesive first on the bottom is because we want to make sure that our hinge is in here right. Okay, so now this photo is going to be on the bottom. This is the photo that I want. See already. I think I wanted one of her. Are these the photos? So this I want to be here, and then I want one of her sitting. Okay, so then I want one of her sitting. So now that I know that, see, it's very important to just take it slow and make sure you know where you're putting your items. So for the one that is on top, you can get it right next to where the hinge is going to fold. That's totally fine. So right up at the top, you're going to see it's right up at the top, okay? So this is gonna be inside. So I just like to do this and make sure everything's good. Okay, the hinge is gonna go inside the pocket and it's gonna tuck behind this photo. And then this photo is going to get put together at the top. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive on this bottom flap. And And for this one, we're not gonna put it all the way at the top, like right against the crease, because you want this to be able to fold flat. And if you put it right against the crease, it's not going to fold flat. You're gonna have a little bit of a bulk. So you need a little bit of space and just a sliver. So now that's on the back side. And when this is inside the pocket, and it's gonna fold down. On the back side, you're gonna have another photo, so this part of that hinge is not gonna be seen, okay? So now we're gonna open this up, and then the photo that I want next, or if I wanted a journaling card, then I would want this to go here. So then just on the back of this, I'm gonna put adhesive, and again, I'm not gonna put it right at the crease. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space. So for me, the most important part for me is to line these two photos up so that there's no white photo showing on either side. You can see that there's a little bit of that hinge showing, and you want that because you want it to lay flat once you put it in your pocket. Now, it's not gonna lay, like there's a little bit of a lift, but it's gonna be in your album, so it'll be flat. But you just want that ability for it to lay a little bit flatter. It's okay, I don't mind that part showing, but I definitely don't want any part of the photo underneath here. I don't want that showing over here. So then you see you have a little flip up. And again, you could do 2 3x4 photos. You could do a journaling card here. You could also do a flip up here. You want to make sure, the only other thing you want to make sure is that the pocket, when you're doing your hinge flip up, is that you can't do it on this side because there's no way to like you could cut it, but then your page protector is going to be flimsy. So you always need to be doing your flip outs on the side that the photo slides into. Hopefully that makes sense. So that is our quick tip for today. I will be back to working actually in the Project Life family album next week. We are preparing for a really severe heat wave to come through this weekend, so I am not going to be doing much down here because it's going to be too hot. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tip, and I will be back next week with another video. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this quick tip. I hope to do more of these in the future, so if there is something that you would like me to do a quick tip on, let me know and I will be happy to do that. You can also join my membership group that is all about memory keeping. We do lots of fun things. In that group, there are 2 exclusive projects that I share each week. Here on the screen are 2 other videos for you to take a look at if you would like. Make sure to hit the subscribe button or just the like button so YouTube knows that you like the content that I am creating and they will be nice to me. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in my very next video.